This is TV6 News at 10 with Nancy Chandler, Mike Miller, Vince Contella, Tom Pippin, and the entire TV6 News team.
Good evening. The holiday rush is filling the highways and the skies tonight. If you're planning on traveling for the Christmas holiday, there are some delays in weather systems you need to know about. We'll start with the crowds and the delays at Mitchell International. Charles Benson reports on the airport's busiest day and night of the year.
It's the hustle and bustle of the holiday season at Mitchell International Airport tonight. 15,000 passengers are coming and going, making this the busiest day of the year for the airport.
You need to arrive at the airport at least 1 hour before flight time. You need to give yourself a little extra time to find a parking spot. Right now, parking is available both in the structure and in the new economy parking lot.
Some flights are arriving late or leaving late. A snowstorm in Denver has delayed planes in and out of Stapleton. So call your airlines before leaving, or you might have to wait.
My brother is having a hard time getting in from North Carolina, my uncle from Texas, my grandma from Tennessee. Everyone's just late and delayed and switching flights.
How about waiting for luggage?
Well, we're still doing it. This is taking longer than waiting for the plane.
I came down to the carousel to get my luggage, and I got part of it, but the rest of it's lost.
Some Christmas presents lost, too?
No, but all my baking goods.
Tomorrow is expected to be very busy, but not as busy as today. And then all the fun begins again next Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday when everyone returns home. Charles Benson, TV6 News, Milwaukee.
Earthbound travelers are also hitting the road tonight.
Trains and buses are getting a lot of business, much of it coming from college students headed home for the holidays. Officials say business will be brisk until probably the week after New Year. For those of you traveling by car tomorrow or Christmas Day, meteorologist Vince Contella joins us now with the traveler's forecast. Vince?
Thank you, Mike. Actually, the heaviest band of snow over the next 24 to 36 hours through noon Friday will stretch right through the central part of Wisconsin back into southeast Minnesota and Iowa. At the top end of that, up to 6 inches of snow. At the bottom end, about 3 inches. But that's the heaviest band as the storm system approaches from the west. That's the same storm that's bringing all the blizzard conditions to the Rockies and the snow around Denver. We're not expecting anything in terms of blizzard conditions, but the snow should begin in the central part of the state tomorrow and again continue through about noon Friday. Here in the southeast, as usual, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. Right along the lake shore, it'll mainly be rain tomorrow. That'll mix in with a little snow late in the day, and eventually the rain will change over to all snow by tomorrow night. Inland, the snowfall amounts will be a little heavier, and the counties here in southeast Wisconsin with heaviest snow will be Fond du Lac and also Dodge County, between about 3 and 6 inches. Total snow accumulation by the time noon Friday rolls around, 2 to 4 inches of accumulation through central Sheboygan, Washington, western Waukesha, and Jefferson County. So that's how it'll shape up. So if you're traveling west to Madison, north to Fond du Lac, or anywhere around the state, allow for a little extra time, especially north and west. If you're traveling anywhere in the country tomorrow or Christmas Day, I'll have all of those weather details a little bit later on. Now back to the desk.
A frantic rush to save a man's life ended unsuccessfully in Milwaukee tonight. Details are sketchy right now, but here's what we've been able to find out. Passers-by found a man lying in the road near Jackson Park on Milwaukee's south side tonight. They called paramedics who worked on the victim while waiting for the Flight for Life helicopter. Flight for Life took the victim to Milwaukee County Medical Complex where he died of massive head injuries. The man is believed to be in his 20s. No one knows whether he was the victim of a hit and run or some other type of accident. The investigation is underway right now.
The audio tapes of last month's Denver plane crash are out tonight, but they don't provide any real answers to what caused the disaster. The tapes do indicate that Continental Flight 1713 took off 24 minutes after the wings had been de-iced. But the conversation between the flight crew and the airport tower is normal until someone else breaks in to tell the tower there's been a crash.
Tower, somebody just crashed on 35 left, big fireball.
28 people were killed in that November 15th crash. Nancy?
Some police trickery ended a hijacking in Rome tonight. A 15-year-old boy claiming to have a time bomb seized control of a Dutch jet today and forced it to land in Rome. He was demanding $1 million. After about 2 hours of negotiations, the teenager released 60 of the 91 passengers. 2 hours later, police officers tricked him into custody. They told him his demands were granted and that a squad car would take him to a New York-bound plane. The squad car took him instead to jail. The time bomb turned out to be an alarm clock. Today's hijacking was the first real test of new emergency procedures put in place 2 years ago at this time after a bloody massacre at the Rome airport. 16 people, including a Madison man, were killed when terrorists opened fire in the terminal filled with holiday travelers. Hopes for a miracle in the face of tragedy have faded tonight in the Philippines. As mourners attended services for the estimated 1,600 people killed in Sunday's ship collision, word came that the young boy rescued yesterday was not one of the passengers on the ferry. The child was pulled from the water near the oil tanker passenger ferry collision, but he had been fishing with his father in the area. Only 26 people survived what has become the worst peacetime sea disaster this century.
Labor troubles at Patrick Cudahy will be the subject of another top-level meeting. Union and company officials have agreed to meet January 8th with a federal mediator in an effort to end that nearly year-long strike. While Briggs & Stratton is threatening to move 800 jobs to Mexico, the union representing Briggs employees is planning to file a complaint of unfair labor practice against the company. Union leaders claim the company failed to bargain in good faith. That move follows a union vote turning thumbs down on proposed concessions. Briggs & Stratton will be closed now until January 4th. The company officials say that's an annual holiday shutdown that is not connected to the labor dispute.
Millions of dollars will soon be available to people purchasing homes in the city of Milwaukee. The Housing Authority gave final approval today to a low-interest mortgage program. Terry Bertha tells us tonight not everyone is impressed with the plan.
The city's aim is to stimulate home buying and rehabilitations in Milwaukee, especially the inner city. $25 million in loans will be available at below-market interest rates.
It should allow renters to be able to purchase reasonably priced properties. It should allow people who are thinking of doing substantial rehab to their properties to do a lot of work.
While Boyce stresses the mortgage loans are available citywide, there are definite benefits to purchasing within the central city, the program's target area. Within that area, applicants can earn up to $47,000, spend as much as $88,000 on a home, or build one for up to about $120,000. Outside of the target area, income limits drop to $39,000 and purchase price limits to $72,000 for an existing home or about $99,000 for a newly built one. Money can also be used to refinance an existing mortgage if a homeowner does substantial rehabilitation. City officials say the program is a big step towards stabilizing the city.
Critics say there are better ways to achieve those goals. They say if the city is really interested in stabilizing, particularly within the target area, it would spend $25 million to create jobs and economic development here. They say that, in turn, would attract homeowners.
Once again, it's another policy of attracting people who, targeting a program for people who do not necessarily live in our community, but folks who live outside to bring them in. And what we want to see happen is programs and policies established to stabilize our community with the existing residents.
The loan money and details about how to apply for it will be released by the city after the new year. Terry Bertha, TV6 News, Milwaukee.
Coming up on TV6, the government is predicting slower economic growth.
But some experts say southeastern Wisconsin could get an economic boost if we go to the dogs. Details next.
This week at Sun, size C and D 2-packs of Ever-Ready Energizer batteries are just $1.38. 12-ounce can 12-packs of Pepsi products are just $2.78. And register at Sun's Pepsi giveaway display to win a 41-inch Sony big screen TV and a VCR. Sun guarantees you the lowest price on top brands or triple the difference in cash.
Enter the world of Oscar-winning actresses and television's funniest moments on the next Entertainment Tonight. First, she won the Oscar when she co-starred with Jack Nicholson. Now, see Angelica Houston's return to the screen in the last film by her famous father.
Basically, one comes back to one choice, and that is work with the best people that you possibly can.
Plus, take a laugh-filled tour of duty with Sergeant Bilko on the next Entertainment Tonight. Thursday at 6:30 on TV6.
Exercise and fresh air. They go together naturally for a healthy body and a sharper mind. Hi, I'm Pam Fletcher, member of the U.S. Ski Team. Skiing really lets you enjoy winter. Why? Because it makes exercising so much fun, no matter what your age. You can learn to ski and love exercising this winter. Let's go skiing, America. You'll feel great and you'll have fun, just like I do, all winter long.
We'll have furniture, appliances, and electronics as low as 30 cents on the dollar. 30 cents during the after-Christmas clearance Saturday and Sunday at Golders.
Some good news and some bad news tonight for the U.S. economy. The stock market closed above the 2,000 mark today for the first time in almost 2 months as the Dow Industrials gained more than 27 points. But the White House is now drastically scaling down the predicted economic growth in 1988 from the last estimate of 3.5% down to 2.4%.
Downward revision, which is in line with many private forecasts, recognizes the likely negative impact on growth in 1988 of the recent stock market crash.
The meltdown we had in October, if it occurs again, buy everything as far as the consumer confidence goes in America.
The U.S. auto industry is especially watchful right now. Competition is tougher because of transplants. Plants being built in the U.S. and Canada by the Japanese so they can make and sell cars here. 7 of those plants will start operating in 1988.
Since there are so many Japanese plants being built in the United States, so in my estimation, 10 plants will have to be closed due to overcapacity.
Some car dealers say it's not just too many plants causing problems, it's also prices too high for many people to afford.
They go up and up and up, and there's going to reach a point where the American public aren't going to be able to afford them in volume.
Reports out tonight on new car sales show a drop of more than 17% from the same period last year.
Southeastern Wisconsin's economy could get a boost if the area goes to the dogs. The race is on to lure dog tracks to our part of the state. Tonight, Rob Morheim looks at one proposed dog track site and tells us why the track could be an economic blessing.
An assembly committee in Madison is now recommending 5, not 3 potential sites for dog tracks in the state. According to the State Affairs Committee, the 5 potential dog racing markets are Milwaukee, Waukesha, Kenosha, the Fox River Valley, Rock County near the Illinois border, and St. Croix County near the Minnesota border.
The population is here in southeastern Wisconsin.
Senator Joseph Andrea of Kenosha believes his city is a perfect choice. A dog track, says Andrea, coupled with a long-term commitment by Chrysler and an ever-expanding industrial park, could be just what the doctor ordered for economically depressed Kenosha.
Racing is part of my overall plan. I do want to pass the bill. I want it on Governor Thompson's desk before we adjourn. There's some 12 million people in this entire area that they can draw from.
If Kenosha is selected for a dog track, Andrea says, a logical spot would be here along I-94 near Highway 50. The area is growing by leaps and bounds right now, and some business people say a dog track could draw even more business.
It would be a tremendous asset, there's no doubt about it, for the entire area, for the restaurants and for the mall, for the lodging, everything.
One provision of the pari-mutuel betting bill Senator Andrea would like repealed calls for a referendum in the cities chosen as track sites. But Andrea believes the people have already spoken. And here in Kenosha, the majority says yes. Rob Morheim, TV6 News, Kenosha.
A successful booster test is giving NASA a big boost tonight.
Engineers today tested a redesigned space shuttle rocket, the second of 4 tests required before shuttle flights can resume. The designers of the booster, Morton Thiokol, say tonight the test was, quote, right on the button. And NASA officials say the test will make this a very happy Christmas. The 2-minute test firing used more than 1 million pounds of fuel and poured smoke into the air that could be seen for 2 miles. And while the U.S. tries to get its program back into space, the Soviets are bringing home 2 weary space travelers. 3 cosmonauts have docked their spacecraft with the orbiting Soviet space station. They've joined 2 cosmonauts who've called the station home for a new record of more than 10 months. The 2 space veterans will return to Earth in about a week. Good thing they're not landing tomorrow in Wisconsin, because it could be kind of slushy.
It is.
Who knows?
It's just going to be slushy. I think it's going to be a day for the umbrella around here. Mostly rain, and then they'll change over to snow, especially late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Not a major storm, but enough to cause some slow travel. The details coming up.
It's the Con Super Bowl 2-4 sale. Get 2-4 savings and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Every suit, every sport coat, everything at Cons is 2-4 sale price now. Stop in and save. Stop in and enter for a trip to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl 2-4 sale. It's on now at all 3 Cons locations.
Make it Cons.
Make it yours. Make it yours.
Don't miss it. It's heartfelt romance. Heart-beating suspense. Heart-rending adventure. And wholehearted fun. It's an affair of the heart. Robert Wagner and Stephanie Powers in Heart to Heart. Saturday nights at 10:30, only on TV6.
It's about students who wouldn't be safe in their schools, you know, as in not being capable of graduating.
Like skipping classes, those things I don't have to do anymore because Project Stay allows you to do better.
They gave me paperwork and things to do, and they told me Project Stay will also get you ready for the world.
Between love and madness lies obsession. Calvin Klein's obsession now takes over the body.
Ah, the smell of it.
Oh, the feel of it. At Marshall Field,
It sounds like kind of the stuff we had Saturday night, late, sort of slushy.
Perfect Santa weather, though. It'll snow in the evening.
They're going to need that for the sleigh, and of course the reindeer will need that, and Rudolph will have the nose to get through anything, so it won't be any problem.
No problem.
See little footprints in the slush, it'll be wonderful.
And don't forget the milk and cookies out tomorrow evening.
Oh, yeah.
Too. Gotta have that. Now, wake up tomorrow morning, clouds, and actually kind of warm, 38 degrees to start out, and a howling east wind, some rain developing during the day, and that'll be mixed with a little snow inland. Around the state right now, temperatures are still pretty mild for this time of night and for December 23rd. 37 degrees officially here. To the south of us at Chicago, still 38, 36 at Rockford. A little bit of drizzle now starting in the Waterloo area at 35. The Twin Cities had some heavier snow earlier. They're now just down to flurries and 32 degrees. But one thing to note, inland and to the north, temperatures are much colder through the central part of the state, right around the freezing mark. So as the precipitation moves into Wisconsin from the west, it'll start out as a little bit of rain and then quickly change over to snow through the central part of the state. Around here, the warmer waters of Lake Michigan with those east winds, that'll help to warm things up just enough to keep most of our precipitation in the form of rain right along the lake shore and certainly within about 10 miles of the lake, at least during the day tomorrow. Around the Midwest, plenty of clouds. The storm system, at least the main low, is still well to the west of us, but snow and a mixture is spreading out ahead of it. Snow now mainly stretches from just west of Eau Claire back through the Twin Cities and much of southern Minnesota, back through the Dakotas and also Nebraska, and especially heavy in the mountains of Wyoming and Colorado. In fact, many of the mountain areas in eastern Wyoming have picked up to 5 feet of snow from this total storm. That's in some of the higher elevations, of course. South Pass, just to the south of Laramie, Wyoming, has about 18 inches of snow on the ground. And Estes Park, Colorado, about a foot of snow on the ground there. Further east, it is rain now, stretching through central Iowa, back through Omaha, then a mixture of some freezing drizzle across northern Iowa, back into east central Nebraska. The main storm is located right over Manhattan, Kansas. It'll continue to move to the east-northeast, just to the south of us. That'll draw up just enough warm air to mix our rain and snow here in southeast Wisconsin. For tomorrow, mainly rain here, even some thunderstorms down along the Gulf Coast. The heaviest bands of snow will stretch from central Wisconsin back through Iowa and southern Minnesota, then back through Nebraska and Kansas. Nothing major around here. The strongest, heaviest snowfalls will continue to be out in the Rockies, and that'll delay travel anywhere out to the west. Then for Christmas Day, everything moves very quickly to the east. A few leftover flurries here on Friday. Most of the snow moving off into the eastern Great Lakes in New England with rain and even some thunderstorms from the Ohio Valley down through the mid-Mississippi Valley. Now, specifically, our snowfall totals, as we run them right through about midday on Friday, beginning tomorrow through about noon Friday, at the most, up to 6 inches of snow, at the least around 3 inches from this band you see running from Sheboygan to about Menominee and Marinette, and then running through Eau Claire, La Crosse, and back into central Iowa. That's the heaviest band of snow. Again, that'll be spread out from tomorrow through noon Friday. And here in southeast Wisconsin, again, beginning tomorrow, running through noon on Friday. Along the lakeshore, mainly rain mixing with snow, and then eventually changing over to all snow tomorrow night. At the heaviest, 3 to 6 inches of snow from Fond du Lac and Dodge County, 2 to 4 inches of snow at the heaviest from central Sheboygan through Washington, western Waukesha, and Jefferson County. So certainly not a major storm, but enough to allow a little extra travel time, especially if you're headed west or north in the state. Well, officially at this hour, cloudy skies, temperatures warming up, 37, 3 of a kind, Mitchell, Timberman, and TV6, 36 in Waukesha. The high is now the current reading of 37, The low earlier today was 29. The dew point very close to the temperature, so the humidity is high. Those east winds picking up and a falling barometer. For the rest of tonight, cloudy and windy with lows in the mid to upper 30s, slowly rising east to southeast winds at 10 to 20. For tomorrow, some rain developing along the lake, rain mixing with a little snow well inland, but mostly rain during the day tomorrow with highs in the upper 30s to low 40s and a howling southeast wind. For tomorrow night, everything changing over to light snow, slushy, low temperatures around 30 as southeast winds turn to the northwest. The extended outlook, those are just flurries on Christmas Day, nothing heavy here, 26. The big story, cold weather for the weekend, partly sunny Saturday and Sunday with highs only around 20. Those are highs, only around 20 degrees. So it's cooling off for the weekend.
Cold always comes after a little snow.
Usually happens that way, yeah.
We have seen worse, though.
Yes, we have.
Thanks. Next in sports, some big changes for the Chicago Bears.
You know Ditka, Nancy, he's not going to stand pat very long at all. I mean, you're talking a number of guys who are used to playing aren't going to see much action against the Raiders Sunday. More in a moment.
It's Highland's pre-Christmas madness sale. Your last chance before Christmas to go absolutely cuckoo with incredible savings at every Highland Superstore. Like this Panasonic 13-inch portable color TV with automatic fine-tuning, just $166. So hurry to Highland's pre-Christmas madness sale. Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. What are you waiting for? Christmas?
I love her. There's only 2 times a man uses that word, tennis, and when he's already paid for the room.
Next time on Cheers.
Vixen, nice to see you too.
Well, looks like Carla's son wants to swap vows with his girlfriend. As in permanently.
And he's talking about getting married.
So, can Carla squash this teenage love match?
I'm not losing a son. I'm gaining your faith.
Yeah, next time on Cheers.
Wednesday, following TV6 News at 10. This is the family court that makes a difference.
If I choose my mom, my dad would feel real bad.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to choose for you, huh?
Judge Robert J. Franklin takes a compassionate stand on the problems that hit home.
I'm her mother. I'm responsible for her.
He's the one who lays down the law.
I protect the law and the people who abide by it.
Witness the human drama of families in conflict on The Judge. Weekdays at 4:30 following Superior Court.
Freedom, opportunity, peace in the land. That is America. For me, this country, a blessed Christmas and a happy.
Welcome back, everybody. The NBA's brightest star played in the city of glittering lights this evening. Chicago's Michael Jordan was in New York. Look at this move, but just 16 points to equal a season low, and there was a possible future Air Jordan in the Big Apple also. Patrick Ewing, the basket helping the Knicks beat the Bulls 90-89, did the same thing against the same team last Christmas in New York. So the Bucks now trail the third-place Chicago team by just a half game in the Central Division, and Dallas took care of Indiana by 136 from Mark Aguirre. Utah over Cleveland 91-83, and Philly 110 New Jersey 106. The first-place Pistons will have to play a game without scoring star Adrian Dantley. That, plus a $1,000 fine, constitute Dantley's punishment for bumping an official. Well, the Bucks don't hit the floor again until the night after Christmas, when the Washington Bullets provide the opposition in the arena. Jerry Reynolds was a welcome sight last night against New York. He scored 3 points, added 4 assists in 16 minutes. Nothing spectacular, but his coach loved seeing him back from a list of injury.
He's obviously not back in rhythm yet, but I thought that he did fine for being off for 3 weeks.
Del Harris with Mark Concannon. If the Packers don't pick it up offensively, they don't have a chance in their Sunday season finale at New Orleans, especially since the defense is going to have a rough time shutting down the 11-3 Saints.
They're creating their own game. They caused a lot of turnovers that enabled them to get themselves back into the game, and what we're going to have to do is control their offense and allow our offense to get the ball and put points on the board. They're more of a control type of offense. They're not a real big explosive offense. They're more of control and just they don't turn the ball over. So we're going to have to create our own turnovers and make sure our offense can put some points on the board.
The NFL Pro Bowl teams were named today. No Packers selected. San Francisco's phenomenal receiver, Jerry Rice, was the only unanimous choice. Former Wisconsin Badger Al Toon was chosen for the AFC team. He leads that conference in catches. Toon was named the New York Jets' most valuable player for the second straight year. Yesterday, Mike Ditka said he was sick and tired of his Bears players being more concerned with how they looked than how they played football. The 10-4 Bears have lost 2 in a row, and Ditka is shaking things up for the Raiders. In fact, he's benching 6 starters, including the refrigerator, and starting a spare Bear. His name is John Wojciechowski. He filled in the left tackle during the players' strike.
Does it put extra pressure on you, Woj?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
And for the record book, how is it pronounced?
Wojciechowski.
All right, I got it.
Like any organization, the New York Yankees appreciate loyalty. That loyalty is about to pay big dividends for Dave Righetti. Team officials say they've reached an agreement in principle with the left-handed reliever on a 3-year deal worth a reported $4.4 million. If so, Righetti would become the first Yankee in history to earn more than $1 million in a year. Snowmobiling. I know there are plenty of you Wisconsinites out there who love the sport. In fact, the finest snowmobilers in North America converge on Eagle River the weekend of January 15th for the 25th World Championship. Today, I asked world champ Chuck Decker why the track there is the toughest.
It's a very difficult track to drive on. It's not your basic half-mile oval like you would see at a stock car race. It's a track built just for snowmobile racing. The straightaways are very long, the corners are very tight, and it's a high banked corner on the track. And so it just makes for the driving part of it is very difficult.
I want you to tell the story of how you ran that snowmobile into the tree.
No, that story will never be made public, Tom. Sorry.
Sure there's no Packers in the Pro Bowl, huh? They didn't have to count.
Well, I looked the list over a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
You were chosen. No, right.
Still ahead on TV6. What was the so-called real Santa doing today?
Well, he went to church and he met the Pope. That's coming up next.
I've got plenty of time to do this Kohl's last-minute gift commercial because I already found gifts for everybody. Oh, except for my sister-in-law. Darn.
Don't worry. Family sweaters are last-minute price just in time to save you 30 to 50% off.
I forgot Harvey at work.
Get $10 off these famous name brand and designer watches and save up to $10 in our entire stock of athletic shoes.
Kohl's last-minute gift sale. Just in time for some people. Are we done? I gotta go to Kohl's.
The Braun hand blender was designed for those who believe the joy of cooking comes from creating, not cleaning up. Braun, designed to perform better.
Here's a great Walgreens value just in time for the holidays. Buy 1 pair of legs, get a 2nd pair free. The 2-pair pack is only $1.59 at Walgreens.
Now on sale at Walgreens, the Remington Microscreen rechargeable shaver. It shaves as close as a blade or your money back. And the Lady Remington rechargeable, the perfect gift.
If you haven't watched Sally Jesse Raphael lately, just look what you're missing.
Somebody said, "Are you Teresa Saldana?" I turned around and he plunged a kitchen knife in.